Today we're counting down the 10 best video essays on YouTube of all time, ignoring view counts and focusing on those that are immersive, thought-provoking, and truly one-of-a-kind on the platform.
I'm a 6 foot.
You just clap?
How about we do more time?
Every time that happened.
Oh!
Thank you, Twitch Chat. Thank you, Twitch Chat. Thank you, Twitch Chat.
KnowledgeHusk traces CGI's awkward infancy through demos, shorts, ads, and experimental pieces, highlighting how primitive tech like low-poly models, basic rendering, and stiff animations combined with bizarre creative choices to produce nightmare fuel. Internet historian chronicles the Suez Canal incident that saw a massive cargo ship bring a sizable share of global trade to a complete halt. He explores the incompetence, chaos, global stakes, and how the internet turned the moment into endless memes.
The Red pilot was right. The increased speed helps them to fight through the wind and get away from the left-hand bank. However, they can't seem to keep the ship in the very center.
Do Cinema takes on the art of Dreamcore. Diving deep into dream worlds, he uses various art forms to convey the nostalgia, uncanniness, and liminality of dreams. It's a very soothing video about something everyone can relate to.
I'll be going now, Harry.
Professor? Is this all real? Or is it just happening inside my head?
Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry. Why should that mean that it's not real?
Dreams are like the theater of the mind.
Sagan Hawks navigates the purpose of the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared web series. Hawks does a phenomenal analysis with plenty of context for you to understand his conclusions. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared portrays itself as a friendly children's show, but at its core dives into dark adult themes.
There are a couple odd moments where the teacher's motives and methods get a bit questionable.
Blue.
Red. Green.
Green is not a creative color.
I might paint a picture of a clown.
Whoa there, friend, you might need to slow down.
Fear of Space is a short cosmological video essay about cosmophobia. Spds takes the viewer on a journey through space and reminds us all just how small we really are when you zoom out. A sense of impending terror as humans get closer to exploring more of the infinite unknown.
At this point in the universe, everything else would have decayed, galaxies would have dissipated, stars would have all died. Everything would be gone and forgotten, except these black holes that are silently buzzing towards the end of time.
Super Mario 64 is the most popular AAA video game for speedrunning. Summoning Salt covers one of the game's most competitive categories, 16 star. It's a crash course on newly discovered mechanics, emerging rivalries, detrimental chokes, and emotional victories in the Super Mario 64 community. It's fascinating to watch humans compete at the highest level for speedrun records by optimizing for mere milliseconds, creating new ways to improve on what they have done thousands of times already.
Just a lucky few have been able to call themselves a record holder, and with the incredible level of competition, it's hard to hold on to it for long. But let's take a look at those gamers and see how they did it. This is the history of the 16-star world record.
Clark explores the idea of forgetfulness. He applies it to a very real existential horror, dementia. He uses artistic adaptations to illustrate his points and nails the ambiance, which serves as a direct translation for psychological dread itself. It's a terrifying video about the what if of never being able to remember things as you once did, and the implications of living in such a reality. Trapped in a vessel, unaware of your own suffering. A fate arguably worse than death itself.
I'm particularly fascinated by this one, called the clock test, in which patients were asked to draw the numbers on a clock. What fascinates me is the way you can plainly see the cognitive decline.
Power Pack's deep dive into Doom's most terrifying mod requires little prior knowledge of the game. He walks the viewer through a gaming horror masterpiece, which he plays in its entirety, making fascinating and odd discoveries along the way. Myhouse.wad bends Doom into impossible spaces, breathtaking liminal designs, and evokes grief, trauma, and existential dread throughout its storytelling.
To interrupt this tour for a second, you may have noticed we did something here. This room is underneath the room upstairs. If you don't know what I mean, that might sound like nothing, but that's an impossible thing in Doom.
Abstract shares a gripping true crime video essay about an elusive Californian arsonist who gradually becomes more unhinged the longer he goes unidentified. She details his methodical planning, intricate devices, devastating arsons across the state, and his strange motives. She covers everything, exposing the arsonist's oversights, exploring the investigative process, and ultimately revealing the identity of the person wreaking havoc in late 80s California.
The problem was so bad that he was now part of a two-man arson investigation unit. Of course, it didn't take long before that unit began to attribute some of these fires to the work of a single arsonist.
Asumsaus details the life of an up-and-coming Smash Bros. Player, a phenomenal tale of dedication and perseverance that could be applied beyond gaming. He precisely details the triumphant run, making Melee easy for anybody to understand, explaining terms and using high-quality animations. This video is the epitome of the hero's journey.
Meet aMSa. He plays to win. Unfortunately for aMSa, the character he plays is really terrible. Well, before he made the character good.